Tsardom of Russia, Russian Empire, Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Russian Federation. The Russian Navy is the naval arm of the Russian Armed Forces. It has existed in various forms since 1696, the present iteration of which was formed in January 1992 when it succeeded the Navy of the Commonwealth of Independent States. The first iteration of the Russian Navy was established by Peter the Great in October 1696. Ascribed to him as the oft-quoted statement, "A ruler that has but an army has one hand, but he who has a navy has both." The symbols of the Russian Navy, the St. Andrew's ensign, and most of its traditions were established personally by Peter I. The Russian Navy possesses the vast majority of the former Soviet naval forces, and currently comprises the Northern Fleet, the Pacific Fleet, the Black Sea Fleet, the Baltic Fleet, the Caspian Flotilla, 5th Operational Squadron in Middle East, Naval Aviation, and the Coastal Troops. The Russian Navy suffered severely since the dissolution of the Soviet Union due to insufficient maintenance, lack of funding and subsequent effects on the training of personnel and timely replacement of equipment. Another setback is attributed to Russia's domestic shipbuilding industry, which is reported to have been in decline as to their capabilities of constructing contemporary hardware efficiently. Some analysts even say that because of this Russia's naval capabilities have been facing a slow but certain, irreversible collapse. In 2013, some analysts suggested that the rise in gas and oil prices has enabled a sort of renaissance of the Russian Navy due to increased available funds, which may have allowed Russia to begin developing the capacity to modernize. In August 2014, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said that Russian naval capabilities would be bolstered with new weapons and equipment within the next 6 years in response to NATO deployments in Eastern Europe and recent developments in Ukraine. The origins of the Russian Navy can be traced back to the period between the 4th and the 6th century. The first Slovak flotillas consisted of small sailing ships and rowboats, which had been seaworthy and able to navigate in riverbeds. During the 9th through 12th centuries, there were flotillas in the Kievan Rus consisting of hundreds of vessels with 1, 2, or 3 masts. Riverine vessels in 9th century Kievan Rus guarded trade routes to Constantinople. The citizens of Novgorod are known to have conducted military campaigns in the Baltic Sea. There were also smaller sailboats and rowboats, such as ushkais, used for cargo transportation. During the 16th and 17th centuries, the Cossacks conducted military campaigns against the Crimean Khanate and the Ottoman Empire. Using sailboats and rowboats, the Don Cossacks called them strugs. These boats were capable of transporting up to 80 men. The Cossack flotillas numbered 80 to 100 boats. The centralized Russian state had been fighting for its own access to the Baltic Sea, Black Sea and Sea of Azov since the 17th century. By the end of that century, the Russians had accumulated some valuable experience in using river boats together with land forces. Under Tsar Mikhail Fyodorovich, the construction of the first 3-masted ship to be built entirely within Russia was finished in 1636. She was built in Balakna by Danish shipbuilders from Holstein with a European design. She was christened the Frederick. In 1667–69, the Russians tried to build naval ships in a village of Dedanovo on the shores of the Oka River for the purpose of defending the trade routes along the Volga River, which led to the Caspian Sea. In 1668, they built a 26-gun ship, the Oyol, a yacht, a boat with a mast and bowsprit, and a few rowboats. During much of the 17th century, Russian merchants and Cossacks, using Koch boats, sailed across the White Sea, explored the rivers Lena, Kolyamar and Indigirka, and founded settlements in the region of the Upper Amur. Unquestionably the most celebrated Russian explorer was Semyon Dezhnev, who, in 1648, sailed the entire length of present-day Russia along the Arctic coast rounding the Chukosk Peninsula. Dezhnev passed through the Bering Sea and sailed into the Pacific Ocean. The modern Russian Navy was created at the initiative of Peter the Great. during the Second Azov campaign of 1696 against the Ottoman Empire. The Russians employed for the first time 2 warships, 4 fireships, 23 galleys and 1,300 strugs, built on the Vovenge River. After the Azov fortress was taken, at Peter I's request, the Boyar Duma, understanding the vital importance of a navy for successful warfare, on 20 October 1696 adopted a decree on commencing the construction of a regular navy. Early on in his reign, Peter made a tour to Western Europe, England, and the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, he became acquainted with the work of the mathematicians Hans Gödel, Dirk Raven, and Hanses Brandsenho.